Hey Eastview, it's Josh again here, the pastor of young adults here at Eastview. And I was actually preaching on this text from John chapter 4 this past week at our Bloomington campus. And one of the things you just notice and is a central part of this interaction between the official and Jesus is the official's desperation, right? His hopelessness, that his son was physically ill. He was on the verge of death, right? Like the official had no other options remaining than to go from Capernaum to Cana to find Jesus, hopefully find him, and ask him to heal his son. And if you know anything about that journey, both cities are within Galilee, but it's about a 20-mile journey. So it would typically take about a day to go from Capernaum to Cana, but maybe the official made it there a little bit faster because, his son is really ill and he wants to get there as quick as he can. And so it says the official went from Capernaum to Cana to find Jesus. And if you just think about that for a moment, later in the passage, we hear about some servants that he had, right? So he was an official of high ranking, but he got to this place of such desperation that he didn't send his servants to go find Jesus. He himself got up and left his son that he had no idea if he would be living the next day. He left him to go find Jesus because he was so confident that he was the supreme source of healing, that he was the one in his most desperate hour that he needed to go to. That the official's status wouldn't heal his son. That the official's money wouldn't heal his son. That there was nothing the official could think of that by his own power that he could do to bring this kind of miracle to his son. And so out of this hopelessness that he had, looking all around him at everything he had and be like, I can't do anything about this situation, he runs and finds Jesus. And in the Greek, Jesus, when he rebukes and he says that you all won't believe unless you see signs and wonders, it's a you all. He's not just talking to the official. He's saying to the people around that are watching, you guys won't believe in me, this specific crowd, unless you see some kind of sign or wonder done. And what I find interesting is that he says this, and then the official still says to him in verse 49, sir, come down before my child dies. So Jesus says this, but he's like, I'm not giving up yet, Jesus. I know you're the source of this. I believe that. I don't just want to see a sign and wonder. I know that's who you are. And so while other crowds may have walked away because, Jesus said he wasn't going to do anything, Jesus tells the man, go and your son will live. And then we see that the man, he got up and he went and he believed that the word Jesus said was true, that in his biggest hour of need, he knew that Jesus would come through for him. And I know that passages like this are kind of complicated because you've probably experienced some situations in life where it didn't feel like God brought the healing you were asking for, right? Or that the situation didn't change because of what you wanted it to be or what you had desired for it to be. But what we can remain confident in and what we can believe in today is that Jesus is the God who is capable of such miracles and wants to do that kind of miracle in you and me. And even when we don't see the physical healings that we want in this life, we can remain confident because Jesus has already worked the most perfect miracle in you and me, which is resurrection. And so when all seems lost, remain hopeful in the God who can heal, the God who provides life for us. Love you, Eastview.